send them to Lebanon now.
We have to do it that way.
The Lebanese culture.
What did I do?
Keep your people under control.
I couldn't do anything.
A lot of homophobic comments.
I'm gonna come out.
The word midget.
I quit.
They betray little people.
Well, that's not fair to yourself.
Our mission is to promote dialogue and respect among all cultures, religions, and races. And one way that we've done that this year is to really work on the issue of bullying. This is a problem in many of our schools across the region, and the schools that we've been working in, we've had multiple approaches. With one school, we had the entire student body for a full day to really work on school climate and how can the students have a climate that allows every student to succeed to their full potential.
I remember after 9/11, they would say, go back to your country, stop your people from doing this, or keep your people under control.
We were still trying to grasp what just happened. And I think actually a lot of kids who received those comments and were also wondering, what did I do? It was a lot of stress. It was a lot of thinking and a lot of reflecting and a lot of figuring out that I needed to do. And on top of all that, I was graduating and trying to enjoy my senior year and go to college, so a lot of different factors. And I had just come out to my mom. And my soccer team, they weren't the most accepting of people. They would make comments, they would say things. Because of that, because of all the stress from my soccer team, I was still trying to figure out who I am. I didn't want to take it anymore. I knew that it was the point where I'm done. I love my soccer team. I was at the top of my game, but at the same time I knew I needed to do that for me. I was in a new place in my life and I didn't want to be surrounded by that much negativity, so I quit.
My mom said to me the other week that it's polite to invite the people that invited you to their weddings to your wedding. She said, oh, well, what do you think's gonna happen? You think your dad's gonna say, come to my wedding, or come to my daughter's wedding to see her get married to another girl? You think that's really what we're gonna do?
As I grew older, once I reached middle school, I finally realized who I was, about me being short, like being a dwarf compared to everyone else. This word came along, I started hearing it a lot, the word midget. The definition of the word means like smaller than, less equal to, so every time I hear that word, I feel like I'm not really part of the whole thing. I was walking down the hallway, and there's a bunch of people, and this girl comes up to me, grabs me by the head, and just jumps over me like I was like a hurdle or something. And I fell, and she was laughing, everyone else was laughing. I couldn't do anything. And also there's a time by the portables, I was just walking and a kid comes up from behind me, picks me up without knowing, he drops me on my back. I can't. So they think it's funny, was not. And I still don't know what to do. I went home crying, and my mom could kind of understand, but no one really understand what position I was in at the moment. Nella was the first person I went up to tell about what happened. I can't just really go up to the teacher or anyone and be like, hey, this happened, like, I have to face it myself, and it's just hard to, like, knowing that, and like, also the fact that how they betray little people, how they think, like, what you see on TV when it comes to Willy Wonka or, like, Austin Powers and stuff, people still see me like that.
I knew by my senior year I was gay, and the people around me were Anytowners. And it was such an accepting, open-minded, amazing group that saw more than just my sexuality. It was like, okay, you're gay, wonderful, but you also have all these other traits.
I was always used to that idea of being shut down completely and thinking, even if you were gay, you kind of just kept it to yourself and, no one really knew. But, these people, they were happy, their families accepted them, and they just came out and said, yeah, for the most part, of course, but it was just interesting to see that a lot of them were just so comfortable with it.
Emma McDessie last year was our first recipient. We were very proud to be able to give her that award. I think that a lot of Emma's work is really around breaking those barriers and those obstacles that the LGBT community experiences. And I think that she really challenges people to look at how do you move beyond those barriers.
She actually did things. It was action. She had accomplished several things as a young person here by just going on through that camp and learning about different things, and then continue on as herself as being a counselor, so then she could bring that awareness to other students, and it's giving the students opportunity to learn about everyone, which is one of the things that the university really just promotes.
You can't really make a difference unless you're in the public eye or doing something where you're talking about, well, this is who I am. It's more than what you think I am. You're not going to make a difference hiding in the shadows all the time.
When change happens in you, you are going to share that with other people, which is exactly what happened with Emma, Nella, and Fo. They changed through interaction, through dialogue, through exposing their own biases in a safe setting.
We want individuals to know themselves, know their family, understand where their thoughts and belief systems and values have come from so that they can really examine them, and then further to know their community. Who makes up my community? What's happening in my world?
Had it not been for Community Tampa Bay, had it not been for Anytown, not only would I still been thinking the same way that I was before, but I don't think I would have had a great relationship with my sister or brother. We're friends. Being a counselor and seeing that change in others and seeing how you've affected somebody else's life, that's the greatest reward of being part of CTB and going with Anytown.
At Anytown, they teach you to be more open-minded, but they also make you think about really like what you're okay with and what your boundaries are, what are your biases.
Realizing that you have a bunch of great people around you, accepting, caring, and stuff make you really open, make you feel like you're part of it, make you feel like you're yourself.
If all else fails, my wedding's gonna be with a group of Anytowners.